This new moon invites the light into the dark place of our soul, creating a new understanding for any secrets that we may hold. Release and allow transformation to make a space to be brave and bold. As we dive right in, our new self begins with the powers of Scorpio. Are you ready to make a genuine, intentional change? Welcome to the Magic is Messy podcast. Welcome, witches and wizards, sisters and misters. To all of the freaks and geeks and magical peeps and boys and girls and diamonds and pearls, all of the peepsicles, welcome back to the Magic is Messy podcast, where we practice our practice of making a genuine, intentional change in a myriad of magnetically messy ways. Babies. Ooh-wee. My name is Kitty D, and I thank you so very much for being here with me on these airwaves, babes. Your time is very precious, and it means a lot to me. So thank you for spending it with me, Miss Kitty. Ooh-wee. On today's episode, I'm going to dive diving deep into the watery energy of our upcoming new moon in Scorpio. Yes, we are diving into the breakthrough type of a moon, seriously. But you have to have a breakdown to have a breakthrough, and we'll get into that in a little bit. But you're definitely getting some feels for reals. And I actually really love this new moon. But this upcoming moon, in this episode, I'm going to provide some super cool correspondences and wrangling up a few rituals for you. And, take what you need and the rest you can leave. If you want to add all of this into your practice, super rad awesome. I love that for you. But if nothing hits, that's cool too. Ain't no thing, chicken wang. As always, take what you need and the rest you can leave. If you're joining me for the very first time, here's a quick high five. It's nice to have you, and I hope you dig the vibe. Feel free to reach out to me on the socials and introduce yourself. I would love to meet you, sister, mister, witch, wizard. I would love to know who you is as a part of our growing collective. I appreciate that you are here. Introduce yourself. I have Instagram and DMs and all that jazz. I'll say it again, and all that jazz. If you're a loyal listener and you're coming back for more of this mess-making message, if you will, this magnetizing ministry, well, just so you know, I am grateful for you deep down in my soul. In my soul, sisters, misters, I want to shout out a few of you for those who reach out and those who exchange energy and those who are, listening and enjoying and letting me know. Because that's where the vibe comes from. That's where the high fives and the good vibes and the changed lives comes from, is the communication and the connection and the sharing with one another. So I would like to give some shout outs to those energetic awesomes that reached out to me to exchange some energy. Mona Lisa K, to Christy Mayer, to Haley Nicole, Casey McDonald, to Leah, to Nicole Boyd, to Lefty Lucy, to Morgan Ashley. Those are all some socials people. To Mary Has a Garden, rocking your tarot reading. Thank you for asking me your opinion on your tarot reading. Thanks, I appreciated that. And also to all of those that I was given the gift of connecting with to rock some super rad tarot readings. To Charisse and to Aries and to Elizabeth, to Heidi, to Lisa, and to Aurora. Thank you so much for trusting me to be just a bit of therapy with the tarot deck. I'm psyched. I'm really psyched, actually, to stay in touch with a lot of you, if not all of you, to watch your unfoldings and your remoldings, if you will. Tarot is such a powerful tool, and I appreciate you allowing me, like I said, to be a little bit of your therapy and bring you the message that you needed at that time. Dig it. Also, side bay, Scorpio is the perfect time for tarot, and my books be open, booze. Ooh, my books be open. Okay, now, like I promised, we are about to dive deep. Rolling in the deep. We have Adele creating some spells here during the new moon of Scorpio. These fixed waters. It's a fixed water sign. Scorpio is a fixed water sign. And they are super duper set up to bring the sting. and allow maybe hurtful, yet super healing space. That is what Scorpio creates, is a super healing space that could burn, it could hurt, it doesn't tickle. I'll just be honest with you, it's not gonna tickle. But it's a healing space for the death and rebirth cycle of some sort that is craving to play out in your life, right? As we in the Northern Hemisphere begin to embark on the season of decay, right? That death rebirth cycle. We are heading into hibernation mode, if you will. We are turning the wheel that brings a shadow into play, right? As we go into the dark, like what's waiting for us in the dark? If we're getting this opportunity to work in the dark, what is waiting there for us so that we can deal with it, we can live with it, we can embrace it, we can acknowledge it, we can dap, dippity dap, kitty cat, our shadow. And what's known as the dark part of our psyche, because we don't see it, we hide from it. It is something that we keep hidden from ourselves and others. Our shadow, which you will learn a ton more about, by the way, a ton more on the next What the Fuck episode that is coming up next Thursday on the 20th, which is also our shadow meeting, our underworld active imagination practice, if you want to join in for that. But I have more info on that coming up soon. But the shadow is the hidden side of ourselves that we, like I said, actively ignore, we avoid. And for some, rarely even acknowledge that it is a part of us or that it's playing out in our lives every day in a myriad of ways. Now, if you were to ask me, take what you need and the rest you can leave, I feel that our shadow, we all possess one, by the way, Chickadee. It is a piece of our psyche. I feel like it gets a super bad reputation because it's looked at as maybe being negative. It is, scary or shameful or embarrassing. And like I said, a myriad of other low vibrational monikers have been given to our dark selves, our shadow. Yet, if during Scorpio new moon season, we're being given an opportunity to be really fucking legitly honest and vulnerable. Ooh, that word is magical, motherfuckers. Vulnerability contains magic, contains change. So if we're being given the opportunity and the possibility and a space of being brave and bold, like I said in the very beginning, right? We're finding the secrets that we hold and shining light into them. If we're being given this opportunity to create space for a dramatic shift by being honest and vulnerable with ourselves first. We don't even have to share it with anybody, right? Just be honest with yourself first and stop deceiving yourself. Stop falling into that devil card, girl, boo, queen, I got you. How bad can it really, really be if there's dramatic shifts to be had? How bad can it really be to reclaim pieces of yourself that maybe you ignored or you buried deep down inside of your dark self? And honestly, that's kind of exactly what that, like I said, the 20th of November. Did I say December? The 20th of November for the underworld, I should say, the underground active imagination meditation workshop type of a deal. I know that's a lot of word salad. This word witch got you right there, but it is going to help us to be present and honest and vulnerable with our shadow. And it's going to be in a circle of super cool witches and wizards. So that's something that I will talk more about, but just so you know, it's coming. Put it on your calendar, November 20th for the Shadow Knows workshop, magicismessy.com. So Scorpio is ruled by Mars, the Aries, if you will, right? The god of war. And then Pluto, Hades, the underworld, which rules the death rebirth cycle. They are creating this potential energy that can be laced with an aggressive edge. But yet, and if you are courageous and curious enough during this new moon lunation to harness that power and plug into it in some way, instead of ignoring it, instead of avoiding it, instead of running your ass away, and I ran so far away, couldn't get away, because literally, boo, you cannot get away from your shadows, and it's just going to keep coming for you. Whether it be during Scorpio season, which because the veil is thin because of Samhain, a lot of times our shadows are kind of simmering right on the surface saying, hey, creating ripples over here. What you gonna do about it? What you gonna do? But if you are courageous and curious enough, this moon cycle seriously has potential for profound change, shift, and transformation. Did you hear what I said? Shift happens. And sometimes Scorpio gives you that little tush push, right? That little smush to get you over the edge to say, fine, fucking fine. Now's the time. Now's the time to look at it, do something about it, be with it, simmer with it, embrace it, acknowledge it, befriend it. And that's what we're kind of getting into here, is that's where the transformation happens, is when you shine, come on and shine, when you shine light into what you deemed as dark or unlovable, if you will, right? Things you don't really like about yourself. Hey, we all have them. Hello, human. We all have them. But when you shine light there, you acknowledge and you become aware of things. And then once you're aware, then you can't go back. Once you know, you know? So there you go. Ruled by the 8th house in astrology. Let's go back. Side bay. In astrology, ruled by the 8th house is Scorpio. Ruling the 8th house, ruled by the 8th house. The house of death and rebirth and money and secrets and control. Now I got a lot. When I was 17, I did what people told me. And now I'm telling you to work on your shadows during Scorpio season, because it's giving you this nice little nest here with the full moon in Taurus that we just got out of, to luxuriously let go of some shit that you got going on. Donkey Kong. Because the Scorpion lives to shed old skin, to get rid of old selves. To walk through the spiders, walking through the spider webs, and leave a message and I'll call you back, to walk through the cobwebs and the spider webs of old belief systems and patterns and habits that have been put there by your childhood or by your psyche or by some trigger or trauma. And working on them, that is shedding an old skin, and that is stepping into a new version of ourselves, right? As the wheel turns, we're being given an opportunity. Not just with every new moon in Scorpio, like there's so many opportunities to shed, right? But this is a really, really deep one, and a really poignant one, and a really just magical and mysterious and full of potential this new moon lunation has. So the shedding of old skin with new intentions. When you shed things, the death, you also get this you get this opportunity to rebirth and realign and set intentions. And during the new moon of Scorpio, you have this opportunity to really root them with that full moon in Taurus energy. You get to root them in truth and in depth. So not just surface level bullshit, you know what I'm saying? That true stuff that gets down deep into the depths of who we want and crave to become. And who we know ourselves to be, who we know we truly can be. Because that intention, when you root these intentions in realness and rawness and vulnerability, there's that word again, that magical motherfucking word, vulnerability. That word, vulnerable, creates this amazing space for alchemy. And the Scorpion master. Scorpion is a master of alchemy. Finish him. I just see like those Mortal Kombat peeps going back and forth. Ready, fight. Did anyone ever play Mortal Kombat? That's kind of what we're working on here, is this master of alchemy, where you're ready to fight for yourself and fight for who you know you can be. And this alchemy, this energy, encourages us to look beneath that surface, to get deep down and dingy, dirty, don't you know, and expose, and be okay with exposing, and be willing and be excited to expose what is hidden and what we've been keeping a mystery from ourselves and the world. Because this process can turn these pains and these embarrassing moments, this pain, into a power. And also turn it into purpose as well. Because you're transmuting energy. You're taking energy you're leaking with anger and jealousy and envy and hey, jealousy, and all of these things that you know don't feel good. You are leaking energy there, and during the Scorpio moon, you look at those energy leaks and you patch that up, buttercup. And you work on keep patching it up, because you seeing it gives you an opportunity to patch it or work with it or align, with a new way of being. And this purpose comes from this practice. And this is a practice, right? Every new moon Scorpio, or every full moon Scorpio, or every time the moon hits Scorpio during every lunation cycle, maybe you want to work on your shadow and say hello to your shadow. Hello, is it me you're looking for? Right? All night long, Lionel. We can do it all day, every day. Everyone deserves the opportunity to work within their shadow space, because you become a better version of yourself when you are willing to see what holds you back. Chickadee. All right? All right. Little tangent. And if you do this practice from a place of pleasure, that's where a lot of potential can come from as well. Like I said, you're excited to expose what you're hiding from yourself and the secrets. You're excited to expose your secrets, sweetheart. Yeah. Yeah. Because that process, and it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be fun, or else everyone would be doing it, but everyone could and should. I'm not going to have you shoot your pants, but everyone should be working with their shadow side. This process, when you really do get into it, can actually be kind of sexy. It can be sensual. It can be soulful. It can be really rewarding, and it can be a catalyst to your sovereignty, like sexy sovereignty. Ooh wee, chickadee, sexy sovereignty. And honestly, it can lead to real fucking freedom. Freedom, George Michael. It can lead to George Michael. Hey, we miss you, buddy. Rest in peace. So yes, boo, I'm talking to you, because you can feel that way too. The freedom and the sexy, sensual, soulful side of looking at our shadow and working through it, working through the murk and the muck and the yuck, to emerge into a new sexy self. Yeah, who doesn't want a little of that? So yes, you can feel this way too, boo. It's new moon Scorpio got that for you. And speaking of feels, because yes, feels, this is a watery moon. This lunation could be bringing up some super strong emotions. You got me feeling emotions. Because water, this fixed water, remember I said fixed water, governs our intuition. It governs our subconscious. And our shadow self literally is our subconscious. It's rooted deeply within our subconscious space. So you could be going all kinds of up and down and swimming all around and just really feeling wishy-washy in this watery womb space, kind of. And that's okay, right? Pay attention to those emotions. What are those feels that are coming up for you in these moments, especially as we are getting into this new moon lunation? What the balsamic moon, the healing moon, is giving you a space to really see it and really be one with it, so you can set some intentions and root into working on it and working with it and working alongside it and working as a piece of you. So if you are being called to dive deeper and start a new phase of some type of a spiritual development, if you're being called to the craft more, or practicing your practice more, or maybe communing with a coven, or becoming a part of a collective, right? On November 20th, we are doing a collective shadow work jam. So if you're being called to connect deeper in some way and you just don't know where to go, I got you. And follow that feel, whatever it looks like for you. It doesn't have to be with me. It can be in any way that is calling to your deeper self, right? And your more developed self. So that's something, if you're feeling that, if you're feeling compelled to reclaim your power, if that is swimming around, and you want to stop allowing, you give yourself permission, stop allowing yourself to play the game small, then let's get tall, y'all. Follow that feel. If you just absolutely know deep down in your gut that you are ready for some emotional breakthrough, some new journey, some way of loving yourself more deeply, because a lot of times our shadows, when they start playing out in our life so loudly, I should say, they become disgusting. You're just like, oh, I'm just so effing sick of this. So if you're feeling that an emotional healing journey is like a necessary step to what's coming next for you, and you have to get through whatever is blocking you, then I say let's fucking go, yo, and follow that feel. If you're noticing things around you are ending, and you're just watching a lot of things ending, or it's obvious that it needs to end, or if your secrets are starting to bubble up to the surface, or some kind of situation that you're currently in is making you look at your secrets. If you're finding more clarity, even though there's still a lot of chaos, it means that your psyche and your body and your spiritual body are aching to upgrade, right? You're craving more connection. You're being so much more mindful, potentially, about any residue, any emotional residue, anything left behind that is emerging so that you can release it. These are all things that might be really showing themselves to you during the new moon of Scorpio lunation. And that's what working on our shadows is. So if any of those hit you, boo, you might be feeling the Scorpio new moon too. And that is cool. Cuckoo, cachoo. Let's jam Ola into ourselves. I mean, congratulations. Cheers. Cheers, my dears. It is Scorpio new moon. Let's utilize it to our advantage because we get to practice our practice. Because Scorpio is the kind of vibe and the kind of sign and the kind of sting that's going to ask us, like, where are you giving your energy away? I already said that. Where are you leaking? Because then you can plug, right? Plug in to plug the leaks to the new moon of Scorpio. Plug in. What are you giving your energy away to? Is it fear? Is it anger? Is it some limiting belief that just keeps you stuck? Where if you were to literally say it out loud, it sounds kind of silly. Maybe a trauma trigger, or like I said, jealousy or anger, super rage, past hurts, or things that you feel have been done to you, or anything that just feels like the lowest frequency possible. Just ew. Anything that feels that way. Because when you find these energy leaks, then Scorpio asks you, how can you deepen your understanding of these emotions and where they're coming from in order to dissolve the power you allow them to have over you? Because that's what these shadows do. I want you to think of a shadow as a beach ball. And your job, your ego's job, is to push that beach ball down. And we're going to learn a lot more about this in the next What the Fuck episode, What the Fuck is Shadow? But imagine trying to keep this beach ball underneath the water. And that energy that you're creating or using, spending, wasting, keeping that ball below water, once you finally release that and let it go, think about how much energy you have now to put into your flow and how you grow. So that's kind of the idea of what is coming up and what is bubbling up for you. Because seriously, sisters and misters, use this moon. That's what this moon is for. And I mean, every lunation cycle can be for shadows, don't get me wrong. But this one is really laced with that, like I said, powerful kind of aggressive edge. The Mars-Pluto, the Aries-Hades connections, right? This moon allows us to slip into the mystery of what it means to befriend this piece of ourselves. Because in honesty, like honesty and vulnerability, those are the buzzwords. Those are the magic motherfucking making words right there. What would it look like to accept the part of you that you're intentionally disowning? Or maybe that you yourself have deemed unlovable, or something in your past has deemed it unlovable or not worthy, so to speak. Because new moons, use this moon. Seriously, if there's anything I can say, use it in some way, shape, or form. Because new moons are portals of possibility. They truly are. Every new moon and every lunar cycle and all of these lunar cycles and working along with the moon and the cosmic timepiece, it creates portals of possibility. And if you are working along with this lunar cycle, and you can go back to the What the Fuck is Moonology episode and learn more about working with lunar cycles, deep down dingy into it, super rad, awesome, Ola, Raka, Shaka Delica. And if you are working along with this lunar cycle, new moons are about setting intentions, planting seeds, creating something new, right? Dreaming up possibilities, planting seeds and dreaming possibilities. So what seed are you planting in the dirt? The dirt, that full moon in Taurus, that dirt deep underneath the surface, deep underneath the surface, that depth and that truth. We're already talking about depth. And coincidentally, the exact same space deep underneath the surface that you are planting this seed, the exact same space we will be mining into our mind. Mind mining. We were going to be mining into our mind and shining some super spotlight vibes on our subconscious in the Underworld Active Imagination Meditation Shadow Workshop Word Salad on November 20th. If you want to sign up, the sign up sheet. You literally just give me your email and I will send you emails with the deets and the sweets right back, and you'll get the link and all that jazz. And it is a donation-based energy exchange. And it is at 7 p.m. on Thursday, November 20th in the Magic is Messy Collective Zoom room. So yes, anyway, tangent. And also side bay, hey, if you're being called to do something different, or if you're listening to all of these things that I'm putting out and you're like, oh man, that would be cool to join, or yeah, I'd like to try a game board, or yeah, I'd like to join the Full Moon Zoom Boom, or I'd like to, see what being a part of that collective is really like. This is the moon to do it. So I would absolutely love to commune with you, to create a space that's safe and sacred for you to practice this part of your practice and be led into some really rad visuals, utilizing active imagination and making moves in your psyche and your subconscious that will play out and integrate into your actual reality and into your life. It really, really, I love it. I love it. I love it. And the Scorpio new moon is by far one of my top 3 to work with. If I'm being honest and vulnerable with you, it's one of my top 3 to work with because it's messy as fuck. But that messy is so rewarding if you are willing to do the work to allow the release. So if you are waiting for a sign, I saw the sign. If you're waiting for a sign, or you need a little universal pushy tush smush into the dock side, into the deep end, into the collective, this would be the moon to do it. So I just wanted to throw that down. So like I said, sign up for it. Magic is Messy, right on the homepage. Give me your email. I'll send you an email with the deets and the sweets, and we can rock and roll in the Zoom room. And speaking of sweets, we also we have a winner for the Magic Game Board giveaway. So I'll get into that as well, because each new and full moon episode, there's something called a magic board, and it is 24 bingo style squares that contain ways to align with the current lunar energy. For example, like wear all black to plug into Scorpio. Like kind of easy ways that you can do if you're just aware of them while you're getting ready or while you're adding into your daily rituals, and if they feel good to plug them into your practice, it really could put you over the edge of connecting into this lunar energy. So that is what the magic board, the Make a Genuine Intentional Change game board is. And every new and full moon episode, I like to give away a 30-minute tarot reading with me, Chickadee, to one of those listeners that downloaded the last game board and potentially sent me some pics of them playing the game. So this week our winner is, ready, drum roll please. Sarah Rose Butler is our winner for the Magic Game Board giveaway. Chick-a-day. If you want the Scorpio New Moon Game Board, it is on the homepage of magicismessy.com. You can download it, or you can screenshot it, or whatever way you want to play, baby. It's cool with me. Dig it? Cool. All right, so I kind of got into tangents. I just wanted to tell you what we've got going on, because I think... actually, I know that practicing shadow work in community, in circle, makes it a lot less daunting, a lot less scary potentially, and a lot less stingy. It doesn't cut. I mean, it cuts. Don't get me wrong. It cuts. Boo, it cuts. But it also doesn't cut as deeply, because you know that you are being supported by a squad of super high vibe and peeps that are also feeling stingy and cut. And when you surround yourself with people that are doing the same work as you, and you're all sending out those boomerangs, they come back more powerfully, and they come back more easily and more enjoyably. And you start to get excited about a new facet of your practice. So just letting you know, it's magic, Let's go into some correspondence, shall we? I think we shall. Yes, kitten. Let's go into some correspondence. All right, sisters and misters, if you've made it this far, thank you so much. You are a star. Baby, I'm a star. Might not know it now, baby, but I'm a star. Dig it. Some colors that you might want to use for the Scorpio new moon, as I already mentioned, wear all black. Black is for mystery and power and protection. So wearing all black would be great. Maybe some deep red or burgundy to symbolize passion, blood, like the blood ties, maybe vitality, creating a new version of yourself, right? Maybe some silver for the moon magic if you want to do something for the new moon, or intuitive reflection vibes. Or maybe some plum, like some deep purple for psychic awakening if you're ready to embark on a new part of your spiritual journey, or evolution type of a thing. Maybe some plum or deep purple. Purple rain purple would be great to wear as well. Some fabrics, if you'd like some fabrics, maybe velvet or satin, really plugging in again to those grounding Taurus vibes, that sensuality, mystery, and luxury of the Taurus, because it still is providing a safe space for us to let go, or a comfortable place to engage our uncomfort selves. Dig it? Or another fabric could be lace or sheer black fabric, kind of thinking like a veil, because we're doing some unveiling during the shadow season, and also working on a lot of transformation. So the unveiling vibes of sheer black fabric, maybe adding that to your altar as well, wearing it would be a super rad way to celebrate this new moon lunation. Some crystals for all my crystal witches. Holla to all my crystal witches out there. Maybe some obsidian to shield against negativity and aid you in getting more deep with your shadow work. Maybe smoky quartz to ground these transformation and any of these emotional residues that we're allowing or that we're seeing come up to the surface, getting them to get the fuck out, if you will, to clear them away, chickaday. Labradorite, my fave of all faves. Labradorite maybe would be a really good one to use if you are embarking on that spiritual journey to awaken your gifts and protect you during any shift that you may be doing during shadow season. Some garnet, again, for passion, maybe like that sexual sensuality, that empowerment of your womb space. We all have a creation station in our sacral chakra, so igniting that strength and igniting that sexual empowerment. Or malachite, whichever you'd like to prefer, or whichever you prefer to pronounce it. This transformational stone is a good one for amplifying any rebirth vibes that we're bringing in, any new selves. It kind of thrusts us forward in a gentle yet pushy, smush push, tush push way type of a jam. And also helps to pull out that residue we're talking about, like the toxic emotions, to kind of simmer them down or pull them away from you so you can see, I can see clearly now, the pain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Yeah, that's some shadow shit right there. Obstacles in your way, baby. That's what we're working on. Hold on, I'm going to take a little drink. Drink them if you got them. Dig it. Okay, so let's go into some essential oils, maybe some patchouli to ground you again, maybe release any past attachments or past hurts or old bullshits that are getting in your way. The myrrh would be a good one for connection to the divine feminine. If you want to embody that nurturing vibe during shadow season, that divine feminine would be a good one. Clove for courage and protection. And lang lang to open your heart and still provide inner peace within the chaos. As you are seeking clarity in this chaos, providing yourself with peace and keeping your heart space open so that you can befriend and see and acknowledge your shadow self or your hidden self with intentional openness and compassion and empathy, and a readiness to accept and be vulnerable and to become one with this shadow piece of yourself. Some herbs and spices if you are a kitchen witchin', getting your kitchen witchin' on. Maybe some rosemary for protection, purification, protection. Cinnamon for courage and to attract more magical vibrations to you. The bay leaf, which is really good for making wishes, for manifestation and transformation. Mugwort for dream work, because the veil is still thin during shadow season and Samhain. Utilizing maybe some mugwort to to really dig into the subconscious dreaming aspect, maybe astral projection or lucid dreaming, or maybe even active dreaming, whatever type of dreams, paying attention to your dreams during the new moon as well. And then basil would be a good one, again, for protection and prosperity in your rebirth, bringing you abundance as you rebirth your new vibration into the ether. The tarot card for Scorpio, actually there's quite a few tarot cards that you could utilize for Scorpio, but of course the first is death, because that does symbolize rebirth, the death rebirth cycle, and an evolution and a transformational type of energy. Or you could utilize the tower, which sometimes the tower is that destruction into creation, like knocking everything over down to the screws so that you can build it brand new, shiny and new. The necessary destruction. And that's where the breakthrough moon comes through. Maybe even the devil as well, because we are integrating our shadows. What are those things that keep us in chains? Chain. What are the things that keep us in those chains, or kind of like a marionette to instant gratification or addiction or temptation? That's a good card of reclaiming your power, which is definitely what we're doing during shadow season and Scorpio as well. Some foods or drinks, again, back to the kitchen witchin'. Hey, maybe pomegranate, because we are working along with the god of the underworld, Hades himself. So Persephone would be a good one. As we are descending into darkness, she represents rebirth because she is the goddess of spring. Maybe Hecate, because she is the goddess of the crossroads, of guidance during shadow work, as well as witchcraft in a whole. So, hey, where do I go in my practice from here? Hecate is a great one to call upon. Maybe Pluto or Hades, right? The rulers of the underworld. They can be interchangeable, if you will. And also that regeneration. If you are allowing things to die and giving them to Hades, they also have the power to regenerate. So that regeneration. And also Lilith would be a good one during Scorpio, to reclaim your feminine power and sovereignty. Lilith, wow, what a powerful entity and deity she truly can be. So working along with Hades and Lilith, it might sound a little bit scary, but just trust yourself. Trust yourself and be honest with yourself. Be vulnerable with yourself. And let your intuition guide you through this new moon cycle. Yeah? Let's see. Anything else that I wanted? Oh, symbols. Any symbols that you could utilize for your altar in your correspondence could be the phoenix, as the death rebirth cycle and being reborn from the ashes type of vibration. The snake, as we are shedding our skin. Maybe a cauldron, a key, because you are the key to unlocking your shadow selves, the closets that you try to keep closed. A mirror, maybe, because we are doing a lot of reflection. We're doing a lot of deep inner work, and we are utilizing shining light on ourselves to reflect back to us what we've been hiding. Or skulls, bones, things that represent death, and rebirth, transformation, truth, anything that brings you to a space of compassionate understanding, because that's what shadow work is utilizing our powers to be compassionate and understanding of pieces of ourselves that we have cast away. All right. Okay, what else do we want to do? Let's see. Oh, I forgot a couple foods and drinks. I went into pomegranate and I went into Hecate and all that jazz. But I forgot food, drink. If you want to do a sensual ritual, maybe if you didn't listen to the full moon in Taurus, you can still do that sensuality shadow ritual, utilizing some dark chocolate, maybe some pomegranate seeds, some red wine, some sweets and treats. Or if you want more grounding, maybe some beets for that blood vitality, and then root veggies, maybe sweet potato or carrots, potatoes, things along those lines, turnips, parsnips. Jicama would be great to re-stabilize your connection to Earth during a very deep, watery moon lunation. Yes, queen. All right, cool. Let's sink into maybe some rituals. How do we feel about that? And then I will let you go, Kokomos, because your time is extremely valuable to me. Thank you so much for spending it on the airwaves with me, babes. I enjoy all of your shares and support. Thanks for reaching out to me and letting me know how much you miss me. I miss you all too. And we are creating this community. I've got some things up my sleeve in the magician phase. I got some things up my sleeve and I'm super rad, awesome, psyched to roll them out and continue the creation of this collective. But before I get into some rituals, if you want to, And it feels good. It feels good. If you want to. I want you to want me. And my pathworking practice that I'm putting together for the Magic is Messy Collective on November 20th, Thursday, November 20th at 7 p.m. CST in the Magic is Messy Zoom room. It will be a pathworking practice, which is kind of like a guided, active imagination practice that we will be slipping into the underworld. We will be doing a lot of work with our shadow. We will be doing it in a safe and sacred space. This is such a cool way of opening up in a new way. Okay, so let's sink into some ritual and then I will let you go, Kokomos, because your time is super valuable. This ritual is called the Phoenix Fire Bowl. Sounds like something that you would get at Chipotle. The Phoenix Fire Bowl is for releasing and becoming. So what you'll need is a piece of paper, a writing utensil, a fire-safe bowl, some way to create a flame, the slash Lord of the Flame. And then also, if you'd like to, grab some oil, your favorite anointing oil, if you'd like to do a little bit deeper, if you'd like to go a little bit deeper into this ritual. So what I'd first like you to do is write down what we are releasing or what has been bubbling to the surface. What are the jealousy? What are the emotions that begin the spiral? You always act and react in a certain way because of a fear or a belief or jealousy, anger, rage, hurt, some identity or pattern or belief or story, or what are the crutches that you keep relying on, and what are the loops of sabotage and the behaviors that are getting in the way from your true happiness and worthiness. Write those motherfuckers down. Write them down and be honest with yourself. Get vulnerable. You're the only one who's going to see this. And then when you have written down the fears and patterns and identities and pieces of yourself and you know, all of these learned behaviors because you had to cope, they were defense mechanisms from your past in some way, shape, or form, potentially. When you write them all down, on the other side of the paper or on a completely different slip of paper, whichever feels great to you, what you are rebirthing in its place. Like, even better, what are you becoming now? What are you leaving space for now? What do you now get to put your energy into? Because those were a bunch of motherfucking leaks. Ew, gross. Nasty. So what is being born in its place and what are you becoming? And even more deeply, if you want to go even further into this, visualize. Visualize the things you are going to do and get to experience while you are becoming and rebirthing this energy in its place. And then you can create a board of images, right? Like the Phoenix files or Phoenix photos, like things that you are going to see, scenes that you are going to see as you are becoming this new version of yourself. Right? Our new self emerges from the powers of Scorpio. And create this board, not a vision board, more of like a Phoenix board or a fuck yeah board, something, a becoming board, a see me, a scenes I'm gonna see board, whatever you want to call it. Sweet soul, sister, mister, witch, wizard. And then when you are done with your release list and your born, baby, I was born this way, born in the USA now. There's a lot of born songs, by the way. When you have this born in its place and release lists, burn them both. Burn them both and allow the smoke to bring those vibes to the ether. Bring those boomerangs back to yo ass with even more rad energy, chickadee. And then take those ashes and bury them in the dirt. Bury them in the dirt, I say, to really solidify the new structure and ground your intentions with the power of full moon Taurus and the power of the element of earth, really, and Gaia. Gaia! Hello, Gaia. Yeah? And then, if you'd like to take it even more further, even deeper into the down, deep, diggity deep, anoint yourself with oil in all of your chakras and your wrists and your behind your ears and your temples and wherever you want to anoint yourself, while you are looking in a mirror at yourself, saying sweet nothings to your reflection, I would love for you to speak your intentions and your commitment for this lunar cycle out loud. Say the spell. Do the spell. From ashes I rise, reborn and wise. And really see yourself raising from these ashes, being reborn, and see and visualize what it feels and looks like to be rebirthed into the person you are becoming. And that is a Phoenix Firebowl ritual. Now you can add to it, you can subtract from it, take what you need and the rest you can leave as always. But that's just one little ritual that you can do, and you can get as deep down dirty with it as you want to. Make it messy, make it messy. Make it rain, girl, make it rain. Another ritual you could do is a little tarot tip. How about this? Also, tarot books are open because seriously, if you've been waiting to get a tarot reading, Scorpio season, Scorpio new moon is a really, really good time to get that reading, to really get some clarity about what you're becoming. Because that is how you can get real and raw and messy. So my tarot books are open, or if you want to do your own little tarot tip, find the death card in your deck. If you have a true 78 card tarot deck, find the death card, number 13, in your deck. And people ask me this all the time, the card before death is what you're releasing. And I want you to think of it as a soul slap. Like it is going to be like, hey, yo, listen to this and be honest. This is what you need to release. And then the card that comes after it is what's coming for you or what's coming in its place when you do finally release it. Or what do you get in its place? Like, what's your gift, boo? And a lot of people ask me, like, okay, if the death card, when I find the death card, is it the one below it? Is it the one on top of it? I want you to keep all of the cards facing down. So find the death card. Awesome. Boom. Find it. Flip it back upside down. And then the card before it is what you're releasing. And the card after it is what is being put in its place, or the gift that is given to you when you have finally released it and done the work. Yeah? Yeah. So that's another fun one too. I think that is all I have, sisters and misters. I feel like I went on a couple tangents here and there, but thank you. One thing I always want to end every single episode with is a big, humongous thank you. I'm so grateful and so absolutely honored to be a part of your practice and being sent pictures of you practicing your practice, and send me pictures of your altars, and send me messages of things that are going on in your lives and the new jobs you're getting and the things you're shedding. And I absolutely love creating a community. My midheaven is in Aquarius, and creating a community is something that I thrive and so much enjoy doing. And I would love for you to be a part of what we're creating. So if you want to join us, November 20th, Thursday at 7 p.m. CST, join us for our Pathworking practices. It's kind of a nice little peek or tease into what the 1 year witch coven is, and that starts in March with the new moon in Aries. So if you'd like to join us, if you're being called to open something new on your spiritual journey, join us. We'll hold your hand. We'll create safe space for you. My name is Kitty. You are awesome. I appreciate you so very, very much. And I look forward to connecting with you, communing with you, creating with you, and reflecting and exchanging energy with all of you. Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you for the next episode.